The call came late afternoon just as I pulled into the driveway of our new house. "Is this Daniel Brooks?" the voice asked, older and raspy. "Yes. Who's this?" The previous owner. "Look, I'm sorry to bother you, but I forgot something." Something serious. I almost hung up. Then he said it. There was a camera hidden in the living room ceiling. I forgot to disconnect it from the cloud before the sale. It's been recording. I went completely still, fingers frozen on the steering wheel, breath caught halfway in my chest. He continued, "I only noticed today when I opened the old feed by accident. I didn't mean to see anything, but what I saw, I think you need to know." My chest tightened like a fist was squeezing it from the inside. "What did you see?" Silence stretched long and uncomfortable. "Don't ask over the phone," he said. "And don't tell your wife. Come alone, I'll show you everything." I sat in the car for what felt like forever, just staring at the house like it was no longer mine but some stage set for a play I didn't understand. Claire had decorated the porch with lights. Inside, her laughter echoed with her mother and sister unpacking more boxes, filling the air with warmth that now felt strangely artificial. I walked in. Claire smiled from the kitchen. "Hey babe, everything okay?" I nodded. "Yeah, going to grab a few things from the store." I kissed her cheek, heart pounding in a rhythm that felt wrong. As I pulled away from the house, something felt off. Like this call had torn a thin veil off a life I thought I understood. And whatever that man saw, it wasn't just a glitch. It was a warning. The man lived 20 minutes away in a faded bungalow tucked behind a gas station where the fluorescent lights hummed like anxious thoughts. When he opened the door, his hands were trembling. "I didn't mean to get involved," he said, ushering me inside with nervous urgency. "But I've lived in that house for 30 years. It deserved better than what I saw." He led me to a cluttered desk and opened his laptop with slow hesitation. I backed up the footage. "I'm not keeping it, just thought you had a right to see." He clicked play. The living room. My living room. The date stamped showed it was Tuesday. I'd been at work until 7 p.m. that day, exhausted and unsuspecting. Claire walked in. Her mother followed. Then her sister Jenna. They opened wine, then started laughing with a casual ease that felt intimate and conspiratorial. Claire plopped onto the couch. "I can't believe he fell for it. All that crap about starting fresh like it's his house." Her mom added, "You did the hard part, sweetie. Now we just make sure he stays busy at work while we finalize the switch." "The switch," I whispered, feeling the room tilt. The video kept rolling. Claire pulled out a folder. "Power of attorney papers," she smirked. "You said he'd never notice." "You were right, Mom." I stared at the screen, frozen and hollow. The man beside me turned down the volume. "There's more, but you get the idea." I couldn't speak, couldn't move. Power of attorney. They weren't just laughing behind my back. They were gutting me from the inside while smiling in my face. I stood up slowly. "Send me the whole file," I said. Every second. Because now I had a plan, and I wouldn't be the fool again. By the time I got home that night, everything looked normal in a way that now felt staged and rehearsed. Claire kissed my cheek, asked if I grabbed milk. Jenna was helping organize the garage. Her mom was baking something for the neighbors like a scene from a perfect domestic life. Like it was all real, like I was the one playing house. I watched them. Every movement, every fake laugh, every sweet word now felt poisoned. I nodded, smiled, played the game. Because what they didn't know was I had the video. I had the proof. And I wasn't going to confront them. Not yet. I needed more. So over the next few days, I played dumb. I pretended to be tired, busy, distracted by work. I planted microphones in the kitchen, the hallway, even under the dining table. I wired a backup feed into the router. I upgraded the original cloud storage without telling anyone. They were too confident to notice, too arrogant to suspect they were being watched. And that's when the real conversation started. Jenna said, "You sure he won't contest it?" Claire replied, "He's pathetic. I say we wait 3 more weeks. Once the funds move, he's useless." Her mom added, "Then we cut him off clean. Tell him we need space and sell the house." So my house. That night I sat in the garage staring at the glowing laptop screen, fists clenched, jaw tight, breathing shallow. My mouth was dry, my heart was ice. They weren't just planning betrayal. They had scheduled it, and I was funding the whole thing without knowing. So I opened a blank spreadsheet. Step 1, hire a private lawyer. Step 2, pull every asset back under my name quietly. Step 3, give them the performance of a lifetime. The lawyer I hired worked in a quiet building on the edge of town. A seasoned estate attorney named Harold Maddox. No flashy suits, no small talk, just sharp eyes and airtight documentation. I didn't tell him everything. Not yet, just enough to get moving. I'd like to quietly revoke the power of attorney I signed 3 months ago, I said. He frowned. You understand that revoking it without notice could raise suspicion. I'm counting on that, I replied. We filed the papers that same day. He advised me to make copies, store them with a financial backup, and start moving personal assets under protection. Bank accounts, brokerage accounts, and most importantly, the deed to the house. They thought they were safe, that I was blind. But by Friday, every major asset had been redirected. All I left behind were empty shells, the ones they were circling like vultures. Then came the next step. Bait. That weekend, I walked into the living room with a big smile. Guess what, Claire, I just got a raise. Big one. Her eyes sparkled with greed disguised as pride. Jenna clapped. Her mom said, "Knew you had it in you." I leaned into the act. Fancy dinners, a new suit, even a thank you bracelet for Claire. They thought their plan had time. They thought they'd win, but what they didn't know is I already owned the stage, and they were just reading lines in a play I was directing. I just needed the final act, and it would be unforgettable. 2 days before their planned switch, I overheard Claire on the phone in the backyard. "It's happening next week," she whispered. "He's completely in the dark. I've got the forged signature prepped. His name will be off the deed before he blinks." I stood inside sipping my coffee, watching her through the window like she was rehearsing for a role. Her whole life with me had been a con, a long performance, and she was proud of it. That night, I emailed a special packet to Harold. Every voice recording, the cloud videos, the updated power of attorney paperwork, and the forged signature Claire thought I hadn't seen her practicing. "Prepare the final package," I wrote. "Emergency legal motion. I want everything ready by Tuesday." Quietly, Harold replied with one line. "It'll be beautiful." I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I invited them all to dinner at home. "Celebration," I said. The bonus came through. They bought it, hook, line, and greed. I grilled steaks, bought wine, even wore the bracelet Claire gave me 6 months ago. They joked, laughed, toasted to me, and I kept smiling right until Jenna clinked her glass and said to Claire, "The future real owner of this home." They all laughed. I stood up, raised my glass, too, and said, "Let's toast again next Tuesday. I'll have something special for you then." They cheered. They didn't know, but Tuesday was the day everything they built on lies would come crashing down. Tuesday came. I wore a plain gray shirt. No watch, no cologne, just calm. Claire came down in a red dress. Jenna was already pouring mimosas. Her mom was on the phone bragging about this being the last week in someone else's house. They thought today was victory. At 9 a.m. sharp, the doorbell rang. Claire looked confused. I opened it. Harold stepped inside with a thick manila folder. Behind him, a court officer. "Daniel." Harold nodded. "Ready." I turned to them. "Ladies, take a seat. You'll want to hear this." Claire scoffed. "What's this about?" The court officer unfolded a document. "Claire Whitman, you are being served a cease and desist related to attempted property fraud and signature forgery." Jenna stood up. "What the hell is this?" Harold smiled faintly. "Also, you'll notice Mr. Brooks has filed for immediate asset freeze on joint accounts pending fraud investigation." Her mom screamed, "You can't do this." I leaned forward. "Oh, but I did. While you were planning how to cut me out, I took back everything. You own nothing. This house, mine. The accounts, mine. The bracelet on your wrist, bought with my card. I'll be taking that too." Claire stood frozen. "And one more thing," I added, sliding a USB stick across the table. "This contains all your recorded conversations. I've already sent copies to my attorney and the cloud backup is secured. Any retaliation, it goes public." The room went silent. I had just declared war, and they knew they'd already lost. Claire's face drained of color as the court officer finished the paperwork. Jenna grabbed the USB stick like she could erase what was already burned into the cloud. "You're insane," Claire hissed. "No," I said, "I was naive. There's a difference, but now I see everything clearly. Pack your things. You have until sunset." Her mother shouted, "But this is our home." "No, it's mine. And don't forget the mortgage, title, utilities, and every account are solely in my name again. Your names aren't on anything. You gambled everything on a fake signature, and you lost. By sunset, their suitcases were on the curb. Claire was the last to step out, mascara running, trying to understand how everything slipped through her fingers. I wasn't watching from the window. I was already downtown in a glass high-rise boardroom, handing over the last file to my contact at Wilkins & Rowe, the prestigious firm Claire had always dreamed of joining. "You sure you want this to go forward?" the partner asked. I nodded. She forged legal documents. She used private recordings in an attempt to extort me. "There's evidence." He exhaled. "Then she'll never practice law again." I shook his hand. "That's the point." Back home, I sat on the porch with a glass of bourbon. Cold air bit my skin, but inside I felt clean. They thought they were smarter. Thought I'd stay quiet. Thought love meant I'd never fight back. But I didn't just fight. I won, and the best part, they never even saw it coming.